Good afternoon. Hello everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 26th of September. Now I am here with my doggos. Sophie's here and Sprocket is, unfortunately he's dug up an old bone and he's chewing right beside me, so fingers, the crunching doesn't get too distracting. I know you guys are very tolerant of it, so thank you for that. Cheers everybody. I've got my cup of tea. It's a little bit overcast here today. The breeze has come up. It's a little bit cool, so I've had to put a jumper on. Now, first off, a little bit of admin. Yes, it's been very disheartening getting a strike on YT, but we know that I'm not the only one. I was watching a video with Amanda Ellis the other day, and she's actually taking a few of her videos over to Rumble. We know that's pretty much where a lot of people are heading. So if I do vanish, guys, just look for me on Rumble. I'm still here at the moment. Still pushing through. It's just beyond frustrating is basically the feeling. Yeah, just it's after 7 years of being on YouTube, you just feel like your voice is just being silenced again. Yet again, 4 years on. It's a very frustrating feeling. I keep walking around and I know you guys will be the same, and I just keep thinking, wow, there's really only one side of the narrative that's allowed to be fed to the people now. Like it really is that controlled. The other thing I wanted to talk about, but we won't dwell on that anyway because I just don't want to go down that road. It's just too frustrating for words. The other thing I wanted to talk about is I watched that documentary. I meant to tell you guys about it on Russ Brand. I'm not going to say his name, RB, and how he's been taken down, demonetized off YT, etc. Oh, they painted it really bad on the documentary. I hate to say it, guys. It was so bad. But, oh, God, it's just getting exhausting, all this shutting people up and attacking people, isn't it? The thing that I found really weird was that accusers were all hidden. They didn't want to be identified. Of course they didn't. And they said that actors will be playing the part of them. So in this particular documentary, they had the little words come up, oh, an actor will be playing the part of. So basically, the documentary was played by actors telling, but they told the story. But you know what they did? They were very, very clever because they would talk about what happened to the woman, but then it matched whatever he was saying on stage in his comedy acts or whatever. Like whether it happened or not, I don't know. I mean, we're not, only he knows. But they played, it was like they said whatever he'd said on stage, if you get what I mean. It was like, oh, so now you're sort of making up this story about whatever he had said on stage so that it matched. That's how it felt to me. And they were actors. They said they will be acting because of the people protecting their identification. Now, if you really had something to say, wouldn't you just come out and say it? If there were 4 or 5 of you, you would just come out and say it. I just don't get all the secrecy and the hiding. And as it is, isn't it that there's been no actual police investigation? This is just from newspapers and things. So just shows you how dangerous and that they can be at spreading things. And so that's become like a global issue now. Can't even imagine how he must feel. It must be terrible. That he's, you know, he was a heroin addict, so he probably doesn't even remember half of the shit that he did anyway. God. Not that that's, I'm not saying that's fine if you're, you know, that's really bad if you're a heroin addict. But, you know, he has done a lot to turn his life around and become a better person. But obviously, when you're people who's waking up the masses, they're not going to like that so much, are they? As we know here on my channel. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to talk about, guys, is, oh God, this just gets exhausting, this one. This is about Qantas again, the airlines here in Australia, the main airline here in Australia. Talk about exhausting. People are going after Richard Goyder, who is one of the chairmen on the board of Qantas. Yes, the ones that get paid all the zillions of dollars. Apparently he got a $100,000 pay rise. But he told the pilots, well, they virtually told the pilots that they've got to sit on theirs. They're not going to get a pay rise. $100,000 pay rise. Oh my God, it's nuts. And he earns up to $750,000 a year. Like, go figure. It has these monsters. So the pilots are pretty much going to be striking. We've even got fiery striking down in Victoria, I think it is. There's a lot of protests and striking going on about money. It's about pay. So the pilots at Qantas are not happy with the board of Qantas either and their decisions, because they all got a $100,000 pay rise. How's that even fair? I don't even get this world. I honestly don't. They're just rubbing it in our faces. Sorry, guys. It's like I said yesterday. It's like Chucky and Macron just rubbing all the opulence and wealth in our faces. They don't even care about the little peasants and Lego people. We're irrelevant to them. The other thing is here in Australia, of course, it's all bushfire, fear, 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 and they're using all the words. They keep saying we're going to have a deadly heat wave that's coming. It's going to be catastrophic. Fear, fear, fear. All the words on the news media are about fear, fires, chaos, deadly, everything deadly, catastrophic. You know, you couldn't get any bigger words than that, can you? Oh, it feels like it's going to rain here, guys. You can even smell rain in the distance. I don't mind a little bit of rain. It's kind of nice, isn't it? I mean, if you're going to have a grey, cloudy day, you might as well get a little bit of rain for the garden. Look, my little garden's coming up. These are my snap peas coming up, guys. They're yummy. I just eat them when I come out in the garden. It's all right. Sorry, my paper's blowing away. My admin's blowing away. Look, I hope you guys are all going all right with your ailments and aches and pains. I know it's not easy. My neck was bad again last night. God, you have one good day and then like 3 bad days. It's like we can't get the balance quite right, can we? So keep working on that, guys. Don't give up. Keep moving forward. Keep pushing through. That's what we've got to do. Just keep the wheels in motion. I think I talked about that the other week, didn't I, with the grandfather clock, the cogs of the clock, so they don't seize up and get, you know, stagnant. Just keep oiled and greased up. Skeek, skeek, quick. Get the oil in the joints like the Tin Man again. I had that little garden Tin Man the other day. Keep moving your joints, because if you don't move it, you lose it. Isn't that the saying? So I hope you're all going well, guys. It's not easy. I understand totally. Today I've got the really stiff knee. It's all swollen again. I'm walking around like just with a stiff leg. It's not good. It makes you so slow, doesn't it? I still get visions, Louise, of you telling us about Wales and the 15-minute cities and your 20-mile-per-hour zones or whatever, and how we're all supposed to ride bikes. God, we can't even walk, let alone ride a bike, so I don't know how that's going to work. No one over 30 is going to be able, or 40 or 50 rather, is going to be able to even walk anywhere. We're going to need our Ubers and taxis and naughty cars. Oh, it's just insane. Oh, public transport they'll make us catch, won't they? The buses, the double-decker buses, like I said the other week. Yeah, it's funny. All right, enough of me prattling on, guys. Let's get started and see what comes up. Oh, I'm getting this is going to get pushed more and more now. The very strange phenomenon. Well, that's what they're talking about, meaning I call them UFOs still, they call them everything else. The unidentified objects, we're going to hear more and more about it. They're really pouring out that information now. They're trying to get it to people and get it to people really fast. They want people to see it. They want people to wake up. And they want, as we know here, people to be afraid of ETs, extraterrestrials, the unknown. So they're putting that fear in people. Hence through the, was it Mexico had the ancient, extraterrestrials in the glass cabinetry. They did say that they were doing DNA tests and they took them out to prove it was real, because strangely no one believed that it was real. I wonder why, including us, because it did look like plaster cast, didn't it? It just did look a little bit fake, like it come straight out of a mold of ET. So this is what I'm getting. They're really pushing this now. They want to make this real. They want it to scare people and they want to make it more real. See, they thought by doing, it just hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. It's been an epic fail. But they're still trying to implement that. It's, be very afraid, be very scared. They want to make it also fearful. Like almost, it's showing me that movie War of the Worlds again, where the chances of anything coming from Mars are 1,000,000 to 1, they said. Remember the music? Well, I'm getting that, where they come down and they try and communicate with the little people, and it's all very scary because you don't know if they're going to blast everyone and blow everybody up. Like, this is what they still want to feed the people, the narrative that, oh yeah, extraterrestrials, that can be very terrifying. That's why they're actually sharing all these stories now of people who have had alien abductions and that, because they think it could scare the crap out of people, because people reckon, you know, bits and pieces they remember, like being injected with something, or they wake up with marks on them and strange things like that. So that's a good way of putting fear into people. Oh my God. So that's why those stories are starting to filter through now more on our YouTube feeds and all this kind of newsworthy stories. We know that one in, was it Peru, I think it was, where they had those giant monster aliens, terrifying, nearly grabbed that girl or something. But there's never any proof, is there? There's never any video footage or any proof, but it did happen apparently. You know, and it was all really quick to spread around the internet. And even that one of the people who had I think it was in America, wasn't it? Where was that at? I don't know, but they had them in their backyard. Remember that one? Spread all over the internet really quickly. So this is what, oh, my dogs are high maintenance. Sophie's trying to get my attention the whole time. So I feel like this is what they're doing. They're wanting to spread the fear, spread the fear. It's just another form of spreading the fear. It really is. Although I don't think that the ancient statues, ancient petrified alien statues in the glass cabinetry worked, really, to be quite honest. I think most of us just looked and went, what? Oh, now what are they feeding us? You know, guys, I can't believe the world that we're living in at the moment. I know you guys are the same. My hubby and I talk about it all the time. Like, you just kind of go, how did we get here? How did we get here? How does our freedom be slowly chipped away at? And people are none the wiser and don't even see it. Like, you just sit there and think, how are you not seeing this garbage that they're feeding everybody? Like, Indians on the moon, that was, I don't even want to go there. That was just absolute, hasn't ever been talked about since, has it? Because the spaceship picture was a little... Oh, we had a bit of doubt, didn't we, around that? Oh my God, look straight out of a video game. Anyway, but I just think, how did we get here? How is this happening to us? How are people's daily lives being taken from them and they're just not even doing anything? I tell you what, that mass psychosis was bloody scary when you think about it. You know, to think here on this channel that you can't even speak about I'll call it the jab wheel. We really can't even speak about that now. The fact that they gave me a strike and took my monetization off me, that's very frustrating. And I'm not the only channel. There's lots of channels that are suffering with this. And after 7 years of being on here, you know, you got to understand, guys, it's pretty disheartening to think that our speech is just being taken from us. And where do we go from here? Like, how are people going to wake up if they're not getting the information? Because we know that their feeds are very, very tightly controlled. There's only one narrative apparently in the world at the moment, and it's not the one that we're on. We're on a whole different narrative over here, guys. It's just sad. Anyway. Oh, it makes me so tired even thinking about it. Let me know how you guys are feeling at the moment and what you're going through. Like, do you feel like, I know a lot of you actually have shared with me that you feel very anxious as well. I've had that bit of tight chest, but I've been working on it. I'm not too bad now. But that's risen up in me a little bit, that sort of fear. No, it's not even really fear. It's more anxiety and just confusion, uncertainty. I know you guys are probably thinking those things too, like, where the hell are we all headed? And, you know, how far are they going to take this? And why? I think the biggest question is, why are people just tolerating it? That's the thing I don't understand. I feel like I'm going to be poured on any minute, guys. We'll have to do the runner if it starts raining under shelter. Let me see what else I get today. Enough of me whinging about how I feel, but I do feel very frustrated about... it's that frustration that just starts to build up in us again, isn't it? It's very frustrating, guys. All right, let's keep going. I'm getting England, UK, London, all these areas. The spotlight's going on sushi. I feel like people are putting the spotlight on sushi. They're highlighting what he's doing. So we know he's being the magician. He's doing his magic tricks and putting the black cape and all the things over it with his little black top hat and his little tappy wand thing. But people are exposing him for what he's doing. It's coming out. It's coming out big time over there. The spotlight is on sushi to answer to things. He's trying to cover it all up, but people want him to answer to things. Oh, Sophie's got a bone now. Meaning the little people are fighting back because they're protesting. They want to know. And I know you guys are awesome. Thank you, Sue. You were telling me there are fight backs over in these parts, which is really brilliant. So this is what's happening. People are starting to stand up. They're getting their courage up. They're starting to come together in large groups and fight back. It's just so brilliant. So I do feel that spotlight's now being directed onto sushi. And it's almost like all eyes are on sushi. That's why he's having to do his magic trick, because he's got to cover everything up again. Even though it's all happening beneath the surface and underneath the black cape, the magic cape, we know it's all still going on. But the spotlight is on him at the moment. He's having to answer, and we know he's pushed the dates, the renewables out, but I feel like he's having to come up with answers to sort of cover his tracks a little bit so that more people don't wake up to the control and the, what would you even call it? Abomination or something I'm getting, like that's coming their way. So I am getting that spotlights on sushi at the moment by the little people. The people want answers. They want answers from him now as to what the hell is going on. So you got to remember, and that's the thing we forget, guys, people don't know about the reset agenda. People don't know about Cotton Swab. They don't know, that Tony Blair's over there still mixing it with all of them. And, what's he doing there? They don't know all these global elites are in cahoots together and that they go to the W, E and F meetings in Davos and all this kind of stuff. People don't know that. So unless they do a lot of research, it's not going to just pop up in front of their face. So they're still putting that spotlight on him and wondering what the hell is he doing all this for. It just goes on, doesn't it? And he's very good at hiding everything. He's a real magician, like I said yesterday. All right, let's keep going. I'm getting hippo in New Zealand. We know that the big vote's coming. I feel like he's ticking a lot of boxes. He's ticking a lot of boxes for people, sadly, because they're not seeing the true hippo. We know hippo thinks he's a VIP. He's getting a very big head. Remember about a year ago, I used to talk about all these leaders having big bobble heads, like wobble heads that were that big. They didn't fit on their little tiny bodies. And that's what I'm getting for hippo. But he's ticking all the boxes. He's trying to say and do all the right things for the people. But we know the minute that vote goes through, it's on. But at the moment, he's having to refrain. He's having to really appease and please the people to keep them on side. So he's got to just keep ticking those boxes. He's got to keep inflation to a nice level. He's got to stop the interest rate rises from moving in the next couple of weeks. He's just got to steady the ship. And then he feels like that'll give him the confidence then to know that he's going to attract the votes. It's so frustrating, all of this, isn't it, guys? I'm freaking out about the yes-no vote here. God, what is going to happen? I don't know. Let me see if I can get anything around this, because it's getting very close, isn't it, guys? That's the Indigenous vote. Getting their voice to Parliament. If you are new here in Australia, we're going to the vote on the 14th of October, same day as New Zealand's voting its new Prime Minister in. I feel like it's going to be close. I feel like a lot of areas are going to straight out win the yes vote, but then there's other areas that are going to win the no vote. And then of course there's always, whether it's rigged or not rigged, there's always the decider. So there's going to be the deciding state that'll be counted last, and everyone will be waiting with bated breath to see which way it's going to go, and it's going to hang in the balance. It's weird. It's like I've got a barrier with it, guys. I can't... Oh, a storm coming. It's like I've got a barrier with it, a blockage. I think, to be honest, I try and push it at the back of my mind, because I think once something like that goes through, I think Australia's in real big trouble, to be quite honest. And it kind of scares me a little bit. Maybe that's where some of my anxiety is coming from. Because we've had a hard time, as you guys know, just like Canada and England and New Zealand and all these countries. We've had a very hard time in the last few years. This has not been easy, as you all know. Australia has not had the best treatment. Here comes the rain, guys. I'm going to have to wrap it up, guys. Just let me see if there's anything else. Oh, we're going to get poured on, me and the doggos. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. I've got a bit of a blockage with it. I think, yeah, it's just the unknown. Anyway. Oh, so I can feel my chest even tightening up around this. All right, let's see if there's anything else. I'm getting that people are coming to their senses now. This is the people waking up. Sleepwalkers, people taking off their bubble denial suits. They're coming to their senses now. They realise that something's going on. They do. They can't deny it anymore. The denial suit's off now. Here comes the rain, guys, which is nice. Nice for my veggies in my garden. Not nice when you're shooting a video. So we might have to move in a sec. So that's what I'm getting. I'm getting that they can't deny it anymore. They're realising. They know something's amiss. Something's going wrong with their life. Their life's going array. Everything's going array. Is it awry? What's that word? We probably all say it differently. Their life's just not a straight and narrow path anymore. It's the very, I'm getting it again, that song by the Beatles. The long and winding road. The long and winding road. But really, it's the road that leads to nowhere again, is what I'm getting. That song, The Road to Nowhere. We're on the road to nowhere. They sure are. We're not on the road to nowhere. We jumped off ages ago. All right. We've reached our destination, but we've just got to keep moving through. We're living now from that fifth dimension, that higher frequency vibration. And it's a much happier place, I've got to say, guys. All right, I'm going to see if there's anything to close with today, because it's very, very wet now. Hang on a minute. Gosh, you're giving me that song again for the people waking up, fade to grey, meaning their whole world's a bit grey at the moment. See, ours isn't. Ours is full of colour. When you awaken and you go through all the sort of awakening process, you start to see the world very differently. You see the colours differently. The sky, well, I mean, even though I am in grey skies, it's still a different shade of grey. It's got more dimension to it. It's got the sun filtering through. We've got the raindrops coming through. It's not just fading to a washed out grey, which is how a lot of these people are starting to see their world. There's no colour in these people's world. That's why they're starting to see things aren't right now. They're feeling it, they're sensing it, they're knowing it. And that's what the awakening is. It's about your senses opening up and seeing the world through the crystal glasses, is what I call it. It's seeing the world through a different lens. Come here, so. Hang on a minute. And the guides is giving us that Cyndi Lauper song, True Colours. We see with true colours, like we see the true colours, and we see with dimensions. See, that's what it is. If you think of grey, and we could use TVs like that, maybe TVs, how far TVs have come. You think of a black and white TV set when we were growing up, most of us here had black and white TVs. It was just very one-dimensional, like two-dimensional. And now, as we've gone along, we've got all these pixel screens and they're three-dimensional and everything's different. Well, that's an example of how we now see the world through our fifth dimension. It's like the big TV screens that pop out to you. We see things with more intense colour, with more intense crispness, and with more dimension. We see things in depth, but it's that sensing, the knowing, the feeling, the awareness that we have. That's the comparison I'm getting today, and it's that True Colours song by Cyndi Lauper. We see the true colours of everything now very differently. Let me see if there's one more thing before we go and get drenched. Oh, the rain's so nice. getting an Olivia Newton-John song. Come take my hand when you know me. I can feel your side. Catch you if you fall. I'll be guiding you. Come take my hand. What's that song by Olivia Newton-John? Isn't it from Xanadu? Anyway, I'm going to have to leave you with that song today, guys. The rain's starting to get heavy here. I'm going to leave you with that song. Go and play it. I think it's from Xanadu. I'll be guiding you. Oh, you have to believe we are magic. That's what we've got to... That's the message I'm going to leave you with today. We have to believe we are magic. Things are changing, guys. Just trust. Trust things are changing, because they really, really are. People are waking up. They're seeing it for themselves. There was nothing we could ever do. Just keep shining your light. Oh, and I'm getting that song by Doobie Brothers, of course. Keep on shining your light. Gonna make everything alright. Ain't got no worries, 'cause I ain't in no hurry at all. Excellent. Oh, that's such a cute song. That's what I'm going to leave you with today. I'm going to say goodbye from me and the doggos. Sophie's run upstairs because it's raining. Spocket's still eating his bone. There he is. He doesn't even care about the rain. Here's a wolfhound. He even eats out in the snow. He doesn't even care. He loves the cold. It's crazy. All right, I'll say goodbye from us today. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I will catch you tomorrow. Don't forget, subscribe, hit the like buttons, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye, everyone. Bye.